We welcome you to this broadcast of men's basketball on NKTelco Sports. Today's game brought to you by the following sponsors. John and Tony's Restaurant, Four Seasons Drive-Thru, Jalapeno's Mexican Grill, Whatever Cards and Games, and NKTelco bring you this afternoon's game between the Alma Scots and Ohio Northern University Polar Bears. I'm Dave Helmstead, alongside me Michael Hearn for the action between these two teams, and an interesting matchup right after Thanksgiving. For one, the Alma Scots come into today's game playing the night before. They are 2-2 overall and under a new coach.
Yeah, and I mean, having to play Oberlin at Oberlin yesterday, they lost by 15, a team that Northern beat when they played November the 8th. Northern's fresh. I mean, they haven't played for a week, and they're going to try to erase the memories of that 15-point loss.
And Ohio Northern University under first-year Neil Young will be tipping it off here in just a moment. We'll have our starting lineups and more up next as you're watching men's college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
Four Seasons Drive-Thru, we have the coolest beverages in town and specials to satisfy all appetites.
Check out our Facebook page for all the details and times of Browndy's Pies. Get this great pizza by the slice or take home a whole pie. And don't forget his spectacular subs.
At Four Seasons Drive-Thru, we have all the supplies you need for game day celebrations.
Four Seasons Drive-Thru, 205 North Main Street in Ada. Great drinks, great food, wonderful service, and amazing prices.
Go Bears!
Back here at the Ohio Northern University Sports Center, Dave Helmstetter, Michael Hearn to bring you the action of today's contest between these two squads. Ohio Northern, Michael, really experienced some difficulties, and we'll talk a little bit about the keys to the game. But while we have a moment here, CJ Napier not in the starting lineup, which is being introduced right now, and Alma about to be introduced by the public address announcer here.
Yeah, and I will say that is one big dude. I walk past him, and he's about a foot taller than I am. And that's obviously missing so much because of what he's meant to this team. I mean, you look, he had 9 points on 4 of 13 shooting in that loss they had in the Worcester Classic on Saturday, but he's such an important piece of this team as a leader. It'll be interesting to see what he can kind of bring them off the bench in terms of just enthusiasm.
And the starting lineup now being introduced for the Ohio Northern University Polar Bears. Starters here today: number 3, Ethan Bell; number 5, Landon Long; number 15, Michael Berner; and number 2, Will Miller; and number 23, Adam Scott. And obviously the injury to Napier adjusts the starting lineup for the Polar Bears. So it's Bell, Long, Berner, Miller, and Scott for the Polar Bears. Now let's take a look to our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. First for the visiting Alma Scots.
Well, kind of one thing that you always want to control, limiting your turnovers. A team that has had a couple of games with 20 turnovers already on the season. They want to win the rebound battle. There's some big guys on this floor, but they want to play at the Alma pace.
And for the Ohio Northern University Polar Bears and Coach Neil Young.
So get the tip. They want to have good ball screen defense, guard the rebounds. And if they get pressured, which Alma's going to do, They want to remain calm.
And the opening tip goes to the Polar Bears. We're under action as Bell will handle the basketball. Opening moments of play here from the Ohio Northern University Sports Center.
There's
Glad
my guy.
you're with us.
Will Miller, his first career start out of Audubon High School, #2. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Outside jump shot, no good as Bell shot rebounded by Alma, and up court come the Scots.
There you see him try to dictate this pace here early on with Miller guarding Moore Pierce.
Moore Pierce back out front it goes. They'll work it around as Connor Riley, number 23, a junior, is their top scorer. He's got the basketball. Into the lane he goes. Cut off there by Scott. They'll go back out front to Moore Pierce. Right side open as Walker. Shot no good. And ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. Ohio Northern University basketball.
Good switches for Northern there on the defensive side. They were able to work in the lane. Now it leads to a wide open shot on the backside, but it came with a shot clock at 4. That's what we talked about, the pacing. I think Northern won the pacing on that one.
Ethan Bell brings it across the timeline. He'll go to the right side. Ball tipped out of bounds, but Ohio Northern will maintain it. Boy, when you take a look at the stats for Alma and you take a look at that Oberlin contest, the points in the paint, 52-24 was the edge that Oberlin had. So you just got to believe, Michael, that Ohio Northern will try and take advantage of the inside game.
Oh, and exactly what they just tried to do with that screen and roll to Burner, the 6'8 senior. He'll throw a soft shot up. Finally gets one to go.
Michael Burner, 6'8", number 15, has Ohio Northern on the board. Polar Bears up 2-0, and a foul there by Will Miller, the freshman out of Ottoville.
Well, he's an aggressive kid. He'd play, I think, pretty much every game his entire 4-year career. On the varsity level at Ottoville, I think he averaged about 3 fouls a game.
Moore Pierce with the basketball, top of the key. He'll go left side. He'll get it inside to Diamond. Back out front, there's almost a steal.
Active hands by Miller.
Riley over to Walker. Walker working the baseline on Bell. He'll come back the other side, still handling it. Underneath the basket, shot up and in, and 18-15 on the Scott.
He's a natural scorer. 17 a game. He had 26 in that game against Defiance just about a week or so ago.
We're tied at 2-all on the John and Tony's Restaurant scoreboard. Over to the right side. Long goes inside, double team, tries to dump it off to Burner. Ohio Northern turnover. Here come the Scots. Nice defense.
Showing that Dave Helmstetter leap with Michael Burner.
That leap would have been about 2 feet less.
6'8", and that's what they said. And he immediately comes in and steals the inbound.
Great defense by Ohio Northern here in the early going. They'll pull it back out and they'll work the perimeter. Down in the corner it goes. Back out front, Miller. Got it. Will Miller.
Over 1,000 points in his career at Ottoville with a shot just like that.
Nice look by Will Miller. And Ohio Northern has the 3-point lead at 5-2.
It's an Alma team. It'll be interesting to see as they shoot 34% from 3 as a unit, but offline there.
Diamond off target, up court quickly. Into the lane. Long, up and in. Landon Long.
A great choice of that pump fake. He had 14 against Randolph in the opener of that tournament in Worcester.
Moore Pierce with the shot, no good. Scramble for the rebound, comes down to Diamond. Outside jumper, Walker, no good. Burner will clear it.
I think Northern is the one that's dictating the pace right now.
It's going to be interesting when they make their first wave of substitutions. Because as you said, Michael, the pace is Ohio Northern, the way they like to play it.
Maybe on Tyshawn Walker. And the one big thing about Northern right now, too, is the 5 guys they have on the floor can shoot from nearly anywhere in this building. And right on cue, there's your first sub coming up.
Burner, top of the key, back over to Bell, to the free throw line. He'll dump it off to Scott on the floor. He'll feed Burner. Ohio Northern looking good here in the opening minutes of play. 9-2 our score.
Most coaches will hate that. Dribble underneath the basket, hope you don't get caught, but he had a perfect drop to create enough room for Burner as Miller comes up with the second on the turnover.
Miller, he'll handle the basketball. Right side. And landed long, will connect. And Alma will take the timeout. Our score, Ohio Northern 12, Alma 2. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Back here at the Ohio Northern University Sports Center, Alma coach Mike Fitzpatrick has to take the 30-second timeout. They find themselves down by 10, a quick start, and Ohio Northern shooting the ball rather well, Michael.
I thought it was a neat thing, by the way, about Mike Fitzpatrick, to talk about him in his first year, 3 offline, another burn and rebound, is that he was a coach at Case Western. He was the assistant coach, and he actually coached a kid that we covered in Coldwater's Cole Frilling. It's kind of a neat little local connection for a team with a coach from Michigan.
Rebound comes down to Moore Pierce. He'll go left side. Cut off there by Miller. He'll come back out, find it in the corner. 3-point shot is good as Connor Riley, leading scorer for Alma.
That's their first basket in about 3 minutes, and the average is 18 a game. It was going to happen.
Scott, he's out front. Out of Wapakoneta. Miller out of Ottoville gets it inside to Burner.
Had a heck of a career at Wapak, too.
Scott puts it on the floor. Right-handed shot, and it falls. What a beautiful shot, Michael.
13 points against Worcester. He averages 8.3. Was a terrific, I believe he's a 1,000-point scorer at Wapak, but he has really grown his game since the last time I saw him play as a high school senior.
Jump shot by Riley, no good.
Hustle.
Alma will have the rebound, and that's Moore Pierce.
Out of Flushing, Michigan, an all-conference football and basketball player.
Peyton Bush into the lineup. He'll take the shot for Alma. Up court quickly. Scott tries to go inside. Nice defense there by Colton Meister. 6'7" junior out of Lapeer High School in Michigan.
Carson Conley and Heath Jeffries in for the Bears. That's one of those that helps if you're 6'7". The Scots will change out. Bring in Tyron Griffin playing in just his second game. He's going to be a good one. 6'5" freshman. Good changes here through the first 5 minutes.
14-5 our score. Ohio Northern with the 9-point lead with 14:24 to go here in the first half of play. Ethan Bell, he'll move inside, pull up jumper, shot no good. Rebound comes down to Meister. Moore Pierce on the break. Outside three, shot no good. Rebound. Carson Conley.
Chicken and an egg. Good no call there for the foul/travel. It's kind of one creating there. Hey, could you pull these shoes off that Ethan Bell's got on?
Will do.
The orange on the inside, the black on the outside. It's a heck of a look.
Long jumper, shot no good by Long. Rebound comes down to Bell.
Great play by Conley to keep it alive.
Inside. Woof. As Colton Meister at 6'7" blocks that shot of Carson Conley.
Tag team back again. Yeah, we talked again as you see the replay. You'll see the block and you'll see the follow through here during this timeout. But that is a physical game that is going to be played here for the next half.
So we've got a break in the action. Our score, Ohio Northern 14, Alma 5. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
households are using more connected devices than ever before. TVs are streaming, smartphones are browsing, security cameras are watching, and virtual assistants are, well, assisting.
You'll need an umbrella today.
As you add more devices, we are constantly improving our technology to deliver the fastest and most reliable internet to your home. So make sure you have enough bandwidth.
Get NKTelco high-speed internet with speeds up to 1 gig. Call 1-888-NKTelco today.
Ohio Northern off to a good start here. 6 out of 11 from the field and 2 out of 4 from behind the arc. Michael, Ohio Northern playing like they had a week off. Very well.
Again, we talked about it with missing one of your best players and one of your top scorers about how would that affect this team. Well, the rest of these guys have said, no, it just means more shots for me.
And one pattern that's holding true here, Ohio Northern has been able to go inside on Alma, and they've got 8 points in the paint compared to just a basket for Alma as number 5 steps to the line, and that's Landon Long. And
it's just his second miss and 11 free throw attempts this year.
Out of Mason, very good free throw shooter, as you said. He'll try and connect on this one. And he'll miss that one, and the rebound will come down to Peyton Bush.
Announcer's curse.
Yeah, really. 9-point lead for Ohio Northern.
Somebody online is going to just say, why is he always talking about free throws?
With the basketball, number 34, that's Gabe Bordeaux for Alma. He's inside. He'll push it back out to Griffin. Out front it comes to Walker. Clock at 3 seconds.
Beautiful move.
Inside, shot doesn't go. Rebound comes down to Carson Conley. Here comes the break. Up court quickly come the Polar Bears.
I didn't know Polar Bears move so fast. I thought they were kind of plodding type animals. But
they are moving. Shot no good there as Heath Jeffries tried to make it inside.
How many times you have a 6'6" kid get his shot altered like that?
Peyton Bush, no good.
We were talking about Alma having to play yesterday. One thing that jumped out to me, they shot 9 of 40 from 3 in that game yesterday.
That's a lot of threes.
Team not afraid to put it up. They had 72 shots overall, or 74 actually shots overall.
Blake Michael into the lineup for Ohio Northern. He's number 14.
I think that's a shot every 8 seconds.
From behind the arc, shot no good.
Shot clock running down.
Jeffrey shot off target. Alma with the basketball. Trying to set the offense up. Griffin has it out front. To his right is Bush. It'll come back out front to Tyshawn Walker. Tries to go into the lane. Shot no good.
Said he was in the restricted arc. Coach Fitzpatrick is losing his mind next to me, screaming about how that was a block, and he eventually got that right, as Nate Diamond will eventually check in here and get the replay. Watch, you'll see the little half arc down there. They determined that he was inside of it on the foul.
At the free throw line, Tyshawn Walker. 13-point performance against Oberlin for the junior. He'll connect on that free throw.
Right at 17 a game is Casey Constant, the 5'9" senior. Tucking his jersey coming into the game. You see in the bottom part of your screen. The official got him like my wife when I'm trying to leave the house. Will you tuck your shirt in?
All good wives say that, don't you know that?
She wants me to look good.
Walker misses the free throw. He'll come back. He'll come out of the game, and Landon Moore-Pierce will come into it.
Those odd things, they care about that.
14-7 our score. 7-point Ohio Northern lead as they try to inbound it. Conley, there's the turnover.
First full court pressure, that kind of full court out of a make now as Miller with a steal.
And Ohio Northern comes right back with a turnover. They'll move into their offense. Bell with the basketball.
Shoot it.
He's open. Conley will move it inside. Jeffries back out. They'll move it quickly. Bell with the basketball.
Conley might have been a little
whistle.
gun shy. He's 2 of 13 out there for the year, but a foul will stop play.
Foul will be on Gabe Bordeaux as number 15, Michael Berner, 6'8" senior. He'll come back into the lineup for Ohio Northern. Ohio Northern kind of stuck at the 14-point mark. 11:22 to go.
It kind of almost went away a little bit from what they were doing earlier on and able to get to the basket. Berner, an academic all OAC pick in 33 starts.
Will Miller. Miller with the bucket.
Remember, he gave Northern the lead at 5-2, and he ups the lead here. As you said, they were stuck on 14. Not anymore.
16-7 the lead, Ohio Northern. With the basketball, Moore Pierce. Back out front to Diamond, into the lane. Tries to dump it off. Ball taken away by Miller. Turnover by Alma. Up court quickly. Mason Studer, number 1, into the lineup for Ohio Northern as the Polar Bears work the basketball.
So Miller on the low block with that switch.
Miller will have it. Back over to Bell. He'll go into the lane. Left-handed shot doesn't go. Berner had it. Lost it. Ball on the floor.
I'll go ahead and take that, thank you.
Berner will come up with it. Bell for 3. Got it. Ethan Bell.
6 of 14 now on the year, but the third triple that Northern's made.
7.5 point per game average for Bell, and big 3-pointer for the sophomore. Inside shot no good. Scrap for the rebound. It's going to come down to Moore Pierce, and he'll have the easy bucket. Miller across timeline. He's double teamed as Alma. Alma scrambling on defense. They'll get it back into Berner. Bell back to Berner. Good defense there by Gabe Bordeaux as he tipped it away.
So it'll be Landon Long and Adam Scott back in. Scott making his first start of the year. We talked about C.J. Napier out with that foot injury. Got to put somebody in there. He put a 6'6" senior. Pretty good choice.
Yeah, it makes for a great combination. You keep thinking of what a strength that is to come off the bench, too. Ball comes in bounds. Landon Long with it. Over to Berner. Back out front to Miller. Left side and Long. Long in the wing. There's the cut.
What a great cut.
Miller. Shot does not fall, and Xavier Glenn will grab the rebound for Alma.
When you're that fast, sometimes it's kind of hard to turn with the ball. Xavier Glenn, the 6'6" junior. See there underneath the basket, I believe, with the best shoes of the day. Those black and green and purples that he's got on. It's a lot of swag for you.
Ethan Bell back over to Miller. Back over to Scott. Looks down low. There's the feed to Berner. Shot doesn't go. Bell trying to get the assist. Berner tips it back out to Scott.
Heck of a volleyball player he'd be.
Miller has it. Tipped away there on the baseline.
Meister back into the game.
There you see the Alma bench.
Get by with a little bit of a hug. It's an Alma team that made the Elite Eight in 2016. First time in program history.
Bell has it out front. There goes the roll by Berner, but they'll bring it back out to Long. Berner making a move inside, shoots it off a little bit too strong. Rebound. Diamond. Here come the Scots. Moore Pierce will lose the basketball. Turnover by the Scots. Bell quickly up court. There's the feed. Landon Long, the 5'11" senior, connects.
That play is made, though, by Will Miller on the hustle. He doesn't touch the ball, doesn't touch the kid, just influences. You see that streak by.
Shot from the outside by Casey Constant.
Rebound ripped down for Adam Scott.
Northern will slow it down. Scott out front. He'll get it in the wing.
But again, this is back to that lineup from earlier where the 5 guys on the floor can pretty much hit from anywhere.
Miller, they work it around out front. Bell, 15-footer. Ethan Bell.
Sorry. thing I like most about that is when he put that in the air, he immediately followed his shot.
Bell shoots the pass up to Miller. He'll pull it in. They'll have to reset the offense as Long has it back out front to Bell. Bell's a 45% shooter from the field, as Ohio Northern will settle into their offense here with 7:25 to go.
Trying to create that switch to get Meister out of the post at 6'7". It'll probably be Bell. He'll take off here in a second.
Here comes Scott off balance, and
took too long to develop.
Turnover by the Polar Bears as Alma makes a host of substitutes, and they'll have the basketball.
Studer and Jeffries back in for ONU. Scots get Peyton Bush, 6'2" sophomore, back into the game. Started earlier on. They put Tyshawn Walker back at the point.
Here comes Alma with the basketball.
You know, once upon a time, the Fighting Scots were the Fighting Presbyterians.
Is that right?
Yeah, they said they changed it because the chants of Go Presbyterians and Go Campbellites. Coach Campbell was the head football coach, as the little scoop shot made there for Connor Riley. It didn't lead itself to any chants, so eventually they changed it in the 30s.
Of course, Alma's football team this year, we saw them earlier here at Ohio Northern. They had a great season. On the baseline, there it is. Number 5, Landon Long. Long with 9 points here in the first half.
Coach Fitzpatrick yelling, excuse me, sir, could you please stop watching your guy and actually guard him?
We got a great viewpoint on the visiting coach, that's for sure. Tyshawn Walker with it, back over to Riley.
He's nearly a member of the broadcast.
Peyton Bush, he'll take the 15-footer. Shot no good, rebound, and Heath Jeffries got the rebound, but he's going to be whistled for the foul. We've got a break in the action with 6:07 to go. Our score, Ohio Northern 25, Alma 11. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back to Ohio Northern University Sports Center. Dave Helmstetter, Michael Hearn, doing the honors of the Alma Ohio Northern contest. Polar Bears 11 out of 22, 50% from the field. Behind the arc, 3 out of 6 for 50%. Taking a look at, I guess, points in the paint's the number I'm going to against Alma, and Ohio Northern's got a convincing advantage there.
Well, yeah, and it's crazy, too, because it's not all just working into the post players. It's been Ethan Bell and Will Miller have gotten there a couple of times. You get Michael Berners down there. Blake Michael came in and hit that shot. I mean, Adam Scott even hit that little hook shot. Everybody has been able to get in there, and it's totally changing the theory of controlling the pace for the Scots.
6:07 to go here in the first half, and Alma will inbound the basketball after the break at 6:07, and Tyshawn Walker. And, you know, really Ohio Northern's done a nice job on defense, as, you know, Walker's a top scorer. He's pretty limited. Riley the same way, Michael.
Yeah, good long shot, though, for 3. I love kids that chase their own rebound.
He's after it.
Not giving up is Walker. Credit Northern, though. They do a tremendously good job on switches.
Walker up and in. Jeffries blocked the first one, but Walker, as you said, goes right back out after it and gets the rebound shot.
He's not getting cheated.
And Ethan Bell looks like he stepped on the line, is also into the lineup. Mason Studer, a freshman out of Colonel Crawford High School. Will Miller into the lineup.
There's a pretty good Audubon contingent here, by the way. See a lot of his former teammates, and there's a lot of talent Kevin Sensabaugh, the former ONU standout, and the now 21st year head coach at Spencerville in the crowd.
Lots of folks really here today. Good opportunity if you're visiting the campus of Ohio Northern. You want to see the basketball team play on a Sunday afternoon. A little bit of an unusual start during the Thanksgiving break. Short jump shot, no good by Bush. Rebound comes down to Ohio Northern.
Studer out now running the front of the offense. Trying to get Ethan Bell a couple of minutes. Get to the bench and get a Gatorade.
Jeffries out front with the basketball. Shot clock coming up at 10 seconds, and there's the jam.
Boom, shakalaka.
Heath Jeffries, 6'6" senior, pounds that one home.
What a great give and go there, though, just set up the other way.
That's Diamond with the bucket that time. Nate Diamond averaging 8.5 points per game. He's got his first basket of the day. Alma trying to apply that pressure. They trail by 12. Miller thought about it.
He was at LW Heckman Gymnasium in Ottoville. He's not thinking, he's pulling the trigger.
Back over it goes to Long. Long. Shot block, scramble for the rebound.
Off of Northern as they bring back in Landon Moore Pierce, and this Aiden Judson for the first time, the sophomore out of Three Rivers High School in Michigan. High school team captain and led the team in assists his entire career.
And with the basketball, Tyshawn Walker. Aiden Judson, number 30, back out to Riley. Riley will shoot it. Good rebound there by Mason Studer, blocks out well, and Ohio Northern will have the basketball as Ethan Bell and Michael Berner will come back into the lineup.
It's a pretty good twosome to bring back in there. It's like Batman and Robin the way this offense has been.
Carson Conley, he'll toss it in. Mason Studer will have the basketball. We go under 4 minutes to go, first half action. 12-point Ohio Northern lead. Miller in the left wing, comes back out to Berner. Studer into the lane, cut off there. Back out to Miller.
Talk about what kind of leader that Studer is out there at the point. When he's at Colonel Crawford, he set their assist record and led him to an 89-11 mark when he was in high school.
In the lane is Studer, but good defense by Alma. Shot clock violation, and Ohio Northern for the second time here in the half. Takes a little bit too long.
Kind of the reverse of what we've seen a lot of on the other side, that they're taking so long to get there because of the defensive switches.
Inside, Moore Pierce. Back out to Riley. He'll finally get a bucket. He's got 7.
That bump.
He's got 7. It just doesn't seem like he's had that many, but
he's got their last 4, though.
Back out front, Ohio Northern trying to work a 10-point lead. Bell, long shot in and out. On the corner by Studer. Up court comes Riley off the glass. Shot doesn't go. Berner will clear the boards, and Will Miller will slow the pace down.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to be fascinating to see if they can keep that frantic pace up as Miller got caught and wanted to call a timeout.
2:43 on the clock. We've got a timeout. We'll keep it right here and remind you that today's game is brought to you by John and Tony's Restaurant, Four Seasons drive-through, Jalapeno's Mexican Grill, whatever cards and games, and NKTelco, and our scoreboard sponsor today, John and Tony's as well.
Just noticed across the way from where we're sitting at in this beautifully redesigned gym, I've always thought that it has one of the best floors, the kind of the parquet look they had at the old Boston Garden. But the fact that the women's basketball team that we had on Tuesday sitting across the way, see Casey Knippen out of Ottoville, and the rest of the girls over there, we're excited. We got them a handful of times this year. There they go. Right there was Casey just staring at the camera.
Lots of good basketball from Ohio Northern University, that's for sure. And I'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of today's women's basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503, Sunday, December the 4th at 5 p.m. Tuesday, December the 6th at 7 p.m. And you can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports.
What a great way to spend a Sunday.
Nothing like live college basketball.
Men and women both home next weekend.
Mason Studer, Will
Bingo.
Miller.
Oh, it's a shot he normally makes from the corner.
Bill will tip it out. Scott will have it. Bell.
13 in his last game.
Miller into the lane, covered up by Alma. Back out to Bell. He tries to move inside. 15-footer shot, no good. Rebound. Tyshawn Walker. Here comes Alma. Down court to Riley. He'll pull it back out, handle the basketball. Pulls it out behind the arc. Doesn't fall.
An awkward hiccup to that one.
Could have been a big shot for Alma.
Yeah, they need the momentum of that, down 10 right before the halftime break. See if Northern is a little patient. They've got 15 seconds on the shot clock, about a minute and a half in the half. You want to close out with at least a dozen, I would think, on the scoreboard and the advantage.
Into the lane, there's Scott. Turnaround, Adam Scott.
He's always had that little soft floater.
He's got 4 points, and the lead goes to 12 points. Riley, or Pierce with it, trying to get inside the lane, but good defense there by Scott. More Pierce, he'll have to push it back out to Walker. Walker looks to the right.
The switches now providing an issue here with the play clock. Tyshawn Walker on the drive. Can't believe he even was able to get that far down. Miller comes down with a rebound for the Bears. So he'll bring it back up court now as he's stuck just in front of the corner. He and Ethan Bell playing a little two-man game with 40 seconds. We'll talk to Ohio Northern's head coach Neil Young coming up here in a second. His team on top by 12. Northern now playing a little patient. Play clock down to 9 seconds on the shot clock, and the hook shot just won't fall for Michael Berner. We go back the other way. Final 20 seconds, see if Alma decides to hold up or if they try to go right at the Northern defense. Looks like at least early on they'll set up as Walker playing out in front with Will Miller, or more Pierce rather, with Will Miller. Tries to get around him to the elbow. The floater off the side of the basket, but a foul will be on Ohio Northern. It'll be on Adam Scott. That'll be his first. That'll put Moore Pierce, who's got 2 points with a game a long time ago, back at the line. Out of Flushing, Michigan. Same hometown as Pro 10-pin bowler Tom Smallwood. Free throw up and good. He's as good of a free throw shooter as Smallwood is a bowler. He's going to put a lot on the board. His third point here cuts the lead back to 11 with a massive set of subs. 3.5 seconds left here in the first half. Second free throw up. It's beautiful as the first. So we'll check out, trying not to commit a foul here before the half for Tyron Griffin. 6'5" freshman, long arms, and all the pressure. If you could get something quick here. But forget that. Northern just with a quick uphill throw and a basket at the buzzer. The follow the stick back by Michael Berner as time expires. And Northern gets that 12-point lead back at 31-19. Good first half. Each team's got some things to work with. But we're going to get a conversation now and kind of find out what head coach Neil Young thinks as Dave is getting set up on the floor. We talked to the first-year head coach right now.
Ohio Northern, first half assessment. Team up comfortably here at halftime. How do you view your team's play here today?
We're playing hard for sure. I really like the way we're rebounding. They've got a couple offensive rebounds. Their shooters crashed really hard. That's something we talked about on film, so we got to clean that up. I think if we can box out their shooters a little better, that'll be helpful. But we're handling their pressure. We're not turning it over. We're not moving much in the half court. We're kind of getting bailed out by some shot making. We're doing a lot of standing, but that's partially credit to them too and the way they play. I mean, we're tired, so we got to do a better job of fighting through fatigue offensively and continuing to move, and then defensively finishing possessions with a rebound.
What would you like to see happen for your team in the second half?
Just continue to play well. You know what I mean? We're playing well. We just got to keep that up. You know, it's a 40-minute game, and we saw yesterday in the Ohio State-Michigan football game, you know, it doesn't do you any good to be up at half. You know, like you got to finish the game. And so I just want to see us continue to play well.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. We'll be back with more basketball action here at Ohio Northern University right after this.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
Back here at the Ohio Northern University Sports Center, Ohio Northern with a 12-point lead over Alma, 31-19 here at halftime. And there you see the Alma squad warming up beforehand.
They were not a happy group coming out of the halftime break.
They were not. They were not. Ohio Northern University coach Neil Young definitely gave his squad a passing grade, like their enthusiasm. Let's take a look at those numbers at first half, and you can see why Ohio Northern has the lead here on a Sunday afternoon of Thanksgiving week. Taking a look at those numbers, what do you think, Michael?
I mean, they doubled them up, right? Almost the exact same amount of shots. Northern 3 for 8 from outside. Alma, we talked about, shot over 43s. They're a team that like to put the ball in the air. 4 for 4 in free throws. It was an aggressive game, but I like the officials let them play in the first half. 5 turnovers apiece. Northern winning the rebounding battle, really, because one possession they had 5 or 6 of them. And I think the big difference right now is Northern is doing a better job defensively with their switches and with being able to put a hand in the face of the Scots shooters than what the vice versa is. Just beating them to spots.
Yeah, Ohio Northern really played well defensively. Held them to only 19 points and a half. That's some pretty good defense. And you know,
a team that averages 76 a game.
That's right. And Alma, you know, and one thing Ohio Northern did quite well is handle the changing defenses that Alma tried to put in Ohio Northern space. A little bit of pressure defense and some things like that. Ohio Northern only with 5 turnovers. Probably would like less, but 5's pretty good half of basketball. So pull the Bears up by 12 as we're about to begin the second half of play, and Alma will have it first.
Keeping in mind, this is a team that gives up almost 80 points a game and got shredded in their opener against Elmhurst College for 110.
Of course,
they've become much better.
Elmhurst is, I believe, ranked. So
Yeah,
that's
they're pretty
somewhere. They're a pretty good ball club, but nonetheless, 114 points is still 114 points. It's a lot. Back out to Diamond, 3, shot no good. Alma bench wanted that one. Will Miller is going to get the rebound.
I think he missed being able to see down court. It's not a normal thing that he does, but landed long, led the way with 9 points in the first half for the Bears. Got to talk to the women's team during the halftime break. Interested to see them. You guys already saw that game on a Tuesday they played here, but we've got quite a few of their games this year.
Bell inside the lane, back out to Scott. He'll shoot the 3. Adam Scott.
3 of 5 from downtown on the year, but he gets that one to stick.
Alma coach Mike Fitzpatrick, I don't think he even believes that one.
I don't, that was Steph Curry range.
34-19. Back out it goes. Alma with the drive inside. That's Colton Meister.
You hit that shot on somebody, you just take your letter. If you're playing horse, that's an impossible angle of the way that he kind of spun that ball off that almost side hook shot. I wish we had a camera that just focused on Mike Fitzpatrick, like in a little bubble, because it is amusing to watch where I'm at.
Yeah, he's quite intense. He was the assistant head coach at Case Western Reserve a year ago. And
he's also a highly successful high school coach and athletic director in Indiana and Illinois.
Scott with the basketball into the lane. Gets it back out front, and there comes number 5, Landon Long.
And I immediately heard as he puts down a 5-0 Northern run and an 11-point outing so far of Landon Moore Pierce being yelled at, stop jumping. That's what I tell my daughter. She doesn't listen either.
There's the feed. Meister go to the baseline. He'll put it up. Shot doesn't go. Berner's going to grab it for Ohio Northern. Will Miller.
At 12 points against Randolph.
He's going on Diamond. He'll take it the length. Meister with the block, but he'll draw the foul. The big 6'7" junior.
Will Miller, number 3 all-time scorer at Audubon. We'll see him get fouled here as he'll go end-to-end. Just uses that speed. Got hit as he went up, but 1,150 points in high school. I saw his dad here. His dad, Pat, is here. Kind of a cool thing. He and his dad, Pat, 27 years apart, won a district title in the exact same building at the Elida Fieldhouse. Audubon ended up going to the regionals under Keith Ludendorff.
A lot of family ties for Will Miller for the university here.
His brother also played here at Ohio Northern. Watching the two of them play at Audubon together was something.
Miller going for his 7th point, and he gets it.
Now 12 of 14 from the line in his freshman campaign.
Or Pierce handling the basketball. Miller on him. They'll go to the left side, and Riley. Riley to Diamond. Back out front. Meister, he thought about it, pulls it back in. Diamond will take it. Takes an extra step back. Riley with a rebound. Pushes it over to the corner. Jump shot more. Pierce. Foul on the rebound. Let's see who it goes against. Landon Long draws the foul. That'll be his first.
You know, that three-pointer, I can just hear every coach in the world. If you stand at the line, it's worth the exact same amount of points as it is 5 feet behind the line.
He did take a good step back on that one. Inside, Meister shoots it off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Miller.
You kind of feel like Meister's maybe trying to do a little too much by himself right now.
Probably have been told that they've got to get the ball inside and even out that battle on the boards a little bit.
But the difference between him and Berner, the big guy you see there on the back of the screen for Northern, is that Northern uses him in a multitude of ways to create for everybody else, whereas the Scots offense is kind of pushing to try to get one guy down there and get some points. And Northern is just selling out, keying in on it.
Mason Suter with the basketball for Ohio Northern. They'll move it to the left side. Back out front and Burner. Burner, top of the key. Studer goes to the baseline, cut off there by Moore Pierce. Back out and around it comes. Miller has it. Burner's on the baseline. That's where the ball will go. Studer takes the handoff. 10-footer, shot no good. Rebound comes down to Connor Riley.
Got caught on the baseline.
Tyshawn Walker tries to take it inside. He'll draw the foul.
No, it's a tie-up. I think this is a good call. I don't know if we have the clear shot of it, but from where I sit, I thought it looked like he did get tied up. You'll see the replay here. Watch Tyshawn Walker come up, and right there, the tie-up before. He did eventually foul him, but it's chicken and egg.
So Ohio Northern will have possession as the arrow points the Polar Bears' way. And bounce pass into Burner. Alma trying to apply some pressure here. They'll get it up court. Miller's going to get it in the corner in front of the Ohio Northern bench.
Oh, wow.
Nice feed inside Studer. He'll send it back out to teammate Landon Long. Ohio Northern working the basketball.
Miller was open underneath.
Landon Long back over to Miller. Miller going to be a will go out of bounds, and Ethan Bell, sophomore point guard for Ohio Northern, will come back into play out of River Valley High School.
Peyton Bush back in on the other side.
(16-24). Burner fadeaway shot no good, and Walker will bring it up court. And he's going to lose it out of bounds. Just got a little bit out of control. And Alma with the turnover.
And again, their coach is not happy. I'm not trying to make light of it, but I'm just saying I can hear every word that he's saying. And he's frustrated because there's a foul away from the ball. He's saying all the right things. He's telling them what to do. A young coach in on what they're doing, but it's just not able to be executed correctly because of what Northern's doing defensively.
Ohio Northern will inbound it. Carson Conley will inbound it underneath the Polar Bear basket. Pass inbounded. Studer has it. Now Bell. Bell top of the key. Inside Burner. Knocked it home. And Michael Burner slams it home, and it's 40-21.
Former Springboro Panther able to send one back home. What a great play, though, because really the setup for that to get to Burner was the ball fake that if it goes for half a second longer, it was going to be a travel.
Good defense by Ohio Northern. They create the turnover. Walker trying to get the ball, but Ohio Northern's going to maintain it. Studer has it. Now Bell. Bell, top of the key, goes in the lane, tries to dump it off to Burner, but it's going to go off to Peyton.
Thought it was soccer season. He was going to try to nutmeg the guy, throw it right through his legs. That would have been another big Burner slam if he'd have been able to pull that one off.
Ball goes out of bounds on Peyton Bush, so Ethan Bell will inbound it.
Ethan Bell played 26 minutes a game last year in 23 games as a true freshman.
Inbounds passes, Bell with it out front. Burner rolls inside, comes back out.
Bell's so lethal because he's got such a great first step.
Shot inside, no good. Landon Long. Fast break, Alma. Up and in. Cleveland Baker with the basket. And that's going to be another turnover. Burner frustrated by that one. 40-23, right at the 15-minute mark. 17-point difference in this one. We've got a break in the action. We'll take a timeout as well. Ohio Northern 40, Alma 23. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Impact your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Back here at Ohio Northern University Sports Center, Ohio Northern with a 17-point lead. Taking a look at some individual scoring for the Polar Bears. Landon Long putting together a very nice game. 11 points on the afternoon, 5 out of 10 from the field. 1 out of 2 from behind the arc, and Long quietly has gotten 11 points here in this afternoon's contest, Michael.
Oh, we talked about it with C.J. Napier being out. I mean, a kid who averages 16, 7, and an assist and a half a game. Where is the extra, so to speak, going to come from with a replacement? Long has picked that up and taken off with it. He's said 11. His high is 15 against Denison this year.
Connor Riley leads Alma. He's got 9 points now after that made basket. Polar Bears up by 15. Blake Jacobs, a freshman, number 33, into the Ohio Northern University lineup. Out front. Ball goes to the corner. Mason Studer. Bell has it.
Talk about Jacobs. 15 a game as a senior last year in high school at Northridge. I think he's going to be a good one, and he shows why there.
Nice move inside by Jacobs.
I bet he's mad, though, because at 6'6", he was thinking about, or 6'4", he's thinking about the dunk.
Into the lane goes Riley. Short jumper, no good. Up, it falls home.
Tough move. Connor Riley, I think, might have reached that point, whereas he's got 11 now, that he wants to try to take this game over.
Here comes Landon Long looking for more. Shot goes. And he'll go to the free throw line as well.
You watch that play develop from our perspective from half court, and you kind of think, all right, he's got Blake Jacobs running his lane on the other side. Is he going to get it over to him, or is he going to take it himself? He said, you know what? You see the replay there. Watch this. Right about here, you can't see Jacobs on the other side, but he comes into the frame and just, you know what? Forget it. I'll do it my own.
And it was a good decision because Alma had 2 defenders. Would have been a heck of a pass.
I thought it was going to be an alley-oop at half court, to be honest with you. I think Northern's going to be a pretty good basketball team this year.
Long at the line.
Plinko.
He'll connect. Good free throw shooter as well.
1 of 3 today, but came in 9 of 10.
With it out front, Tyshawn Walker. Walker with 6 points on the afternoon for the Scots. He'll try to go inside the lane. Almost loses it to the corner. Shot's a little bit short by Peyton Bush on a 3. Riley inside, up and in. Boy, you were so right in your assessment of Connor Riley. He's just kind of taking charge on the offensive end for Alma.
Well, Blake Jacobs got caught playing a step slow. Sort of when that switch came, he tried to watch him. He'll kind of get behind. Didn't maybe anticipate the save. You play late, big guy tries to close. And just a heck of a move.
And Riley will step to the free throw line.
Knew he was going to get his. I mean, he averages 18 a game. It's just a matter of when would he get it. The valedictorian in his high school. Was an all-state pick in both basketball and track.
He'll connect as number 34, Gabe Bordeaux. A junior will come into the lineup. Alma's going to apply some pressure here. They trail by 15.
Bordeaux had a 4.14 GPA in high school. Did you get that high?
We'll talk about that in a moment.
I think that answer might be no.
Scott.
Is that who you think that was? Because I think that kind of got caught. That was one of those balls in traffic where both guys thought it was for them. There you see Coach Fitzpatrick.
With it is...
He's going to need a nap on the way home.
He played last night, too. Walker in the lane. Shot doesn't go. Scott goes to the floor. Crash. And
I think that play is set up by Landon Long because he was standing, realized he was in the restricted area, that it would be a charge. He sort of slid sideways, and they had to take a little bit off the shot, and they missed it.
Bordeaux is the guilty party. He'll pick up his second. Blake Michael will come into the lineup for Ohio Northern as Coach Neil Young trying to get a lot of players into the lineup here as we reach the 13:04 mark of our second half. 15-point Ohio Northern lead. Miller with the basketball.
Good pickup.
Bordeaux defending him. There's the turnover.
And
Bush
right back.
And back and forth we go.
Call that typical Will Miller basketball.
Miller with the ball. He'll go to the right side and Ethan Bell. Bell into the lane. Shoots it to the corner.
Bingo.
How about that, Blake Michael?
You know, he might have actually been a better baseball player when he was in high school. As a second-team All-Ohioan, 9 wins, 1.77 ERA at Fremont St. Joe's. But what impressed me most was he had a 15 strikeout game against Old Fort where he threw a no-hitter. And he's able to do it on both ends.
Going to take that one away, and Ohio Northern will inbound it. Foul will go against Peyton Bush.
Just beat him to a spot. You'll see it here. Look for 14 on the bottom side of the screen. Standing there waiting on him.
Nice replay. Pretty good call.
Mason Studer back in the game now. Michael Berner as well. It's a good, comfortable position right now if you're Northern. You had that 15-point lead. You put it up to 18. You're making shots. And like I said earlier on, for me, the key to this game is their defensive switches. They have been flat-out brilliant that way.
There's the lead pass to Berner. He'll bring it back out to Michael. He'll work it around the outside. Will Miller into the paint. Puts a shot up. Boy, that's...
Against 4 guys, acrobatically.
A little bit of a forced shot. Nothing else to do with it. Rebound. Comes back down to Ohio Northern on the break. Up and in. Blake Michael. He's got 5 points.
He's actually got 7 now. Remember, he had the first 2 of the game. That's a heck of a play.
With it now is Mason Studer. Back over to Berner. Berner back over to Studer. They'll work it around the perimeter as Blake Michael has it. Will Miller goes inside. Blake Michael feeds Berner. Short jumper doesn't go. Ball tipped up. Tipped away. Comes back down to Blake Jacobs.
Hustle plays.
Berner. Into the lane goes Blake Jacobs. Back over to Michael. Inside Berner. He's going to take that shot. Connect.
How? He's got 10. I wrote down he actually had the first 2, not Michael, of his ball game. But that's an impossible shot at a ridiculous angle.
Back outside. Shot doesn't go. Diamond had the rebound advantage. But it's going to come back down to Ohio Northern. Mason Studer trying to get control. Boy, there was a reach. Ohio Northern University coach Neil Young, I think he would have liked to have seen that call, but got a break in the action with 10:35 to go. Our score, Ohio Northern 52. Alma.
No, I think he changed
30
it. He was going to take a timeout, but I think he said no thank you because we're not that far from the media timeout.
Media timeout coming up here in about 2 minutes or so. So Mason Studer will have it out front. Tyshawn Walker will guard him. Berner with the pick. They'll go to the right side, and the shot there by Michael. Rebound comes down to Studer. Now Michael.
What a great ball movement on this set.
Northern just moving the basketball very well here.
It's like they're in practice with nobody there. Miller. That's probably not the shot they wanted, but the shot clock kind of running down was underneath 5. You look at the 3-point shooting in this game. Northern 5 of 12. The Scots are 1 of 16.
Yeah, you take a look at from the field, Alma, 12 out of 44. That's only 27%. Boy, that 3-point figure really haunting them again here today. 1 out of 16. That barely moves the needle.
Thomas Alfano out of Breckenridge, Michigan, in for the first time. We're in a different number than we expected.
Up court, loose ball. Bordeaux with it. And
he took a shot to the ribs, kind of an inadvertent elbow.
And they're going to inbound it. Take a moment to make sure he's okay. I think he is. And 52-30 our score. 22-point Ohio Northern lead with 9:45 to go.
Coach Fitzpatrick's not happy that the officials killed off a fast break opportunity, but the explanation was that Bordeaux was keeled over on the opposite side. He said, he's fine. Why'd you stop the game? I said, Coach, he was just standing there.
Alma with the basketball. Moore Pierce only has 4 points so far here today. Nice turnaround jumper. Make it 6 now.
Hit him with that Helmstetter shake.
That's right. Hey, Helmstetter shake. Got a full timeout by Alma. Our score, Ohio Northern 52, Alma 32. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
20-point lead for Ohio Northern, 22 out of 46 from the field, 48%, 5 out of 12 from behind the arc. That's not bad either. 42% at the line, 3 out of 5 and 60%. Just so far a good afternoon of basketball for Ohio Northern as they look to move above 500 and pick up win number 3.
Especially for the fact they haven't played in 8 days. I mean, you look at kind of what they have coming up, though. They have a brutal schedule. Taking on number 17 Marietta next Saturday here at 2 o'clock in a game that you can watch. And they go to Wilmington. Then they go to number 7 Mount Union before they finish that run back here at home against Capital. And a game I'm looking forward to. It'll be a battle of former teammates from Audubon. Will Miller's former high school teammate and Ryan Sieber is on Capital, along with a couple of kids from Mercer and Auglaize County that we've covered over the years.
Should be a good matchup when Capital and Ohio Northern meet. Of course, Damon Goodwin, head coach at Capital, out of Memorial High School in St. Mary's. Longtime veteran coach there. As Will Miller will step to the line.
One thing Will Miller's good about doing is getting himself to the free throw line. A freshman now with his 15th attempt on the year. He's 3 for 3 today.
Miller now has 8 points on the afternoon.
His first career start today, too. First of what I expect is probably going to be many, but he was able to slide in the lineup with CJ Napier not available to play today.
With the basketball, Moore Pierce back over to Bordeaux. Moore Pierce, he'll handle it on Miller, trying to go into the lane, turnaround jumper, and he'll connect, and he's got 8 points.
Remember, we had the Connor Riley spurt for a little bit where he had 7 straight points, but it's now 4 in a row for Moore Pierce.
Up court it goes to Landon Long. He'll go take it to the baseline. And Landon Long.
He's got now 7 in the quarter. Or 7 and a half, rather.
Long range jumper, no good. Shot no good there by Griffin on the rebound. As Mason Studer will slow it up as he moves it across the timeline.
If you look at the banners that hang here, Northern hasn't won an OAC title in about 21 years. However, I'm not saying necessarily that they're going to win this year, but if they play this kind of defense night in, night out, and play, especially, again, going back to it with missing CJ Napier, you add him into the mix and they play like this, I would put him as a dark horse to have a shot in the conference. Hey, look at that. Will Miller back at the free throw line.
He's very comfortable at the free throw line as Miller
Death, taxes, and Will Miller at the free throw line.
He'll make it a 23-point lead.
A lot of Putnam County League schools right now saying, thank God that kid's in college.
Comes free throw number 2.
6 for 6 in this half.
And Riley will bring it up for Alma. He'll go to the left side, 58-34 our score. Carson Conley guarding Riley. Boy, there's some pushing and shoving going on out away from the basketball. They'll get it to the corner. Long range shot, no good.
That air ball.
Oh, there's a steal by Moore Pierce. He'll dump it off to Riley, his teammate. Connor Riley now with 16 points.
9.5.
Up court quickly, there's Landon Long.
I don't know that he played wide receiver in high school, but that was a heck of a catch and score.
Moore Pierce up court, Bordeaux, as there's going to be a ton of Alma substitutes here in just a moment.
That'll be great once they realize we're not the guys they report to.
If I had $1.
And, well, it's different this year, too, with sitting across from where we've been the last handful of years.
3-point shot by Bordeaux is good. Got a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. As it's 60-39, Ohio Northern with the lead. Like to remind you that this afternoon's contest brought to you by John and Tony's Restaurant, Four Seasons Drive-Thru, Jalapeno's Mexican Grill, Whatever Cards and Games, and NKTelco. And on that scoreboard, sponsored by John and Tony's, it's Ohio Northern 60, Alma 39. I'd like to also remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors pleased to bring you replays of today's basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503, Sunday, December 4th at 5 p.m., Tuesday, December 6th at 7 p.m. And you can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And you know, Coach Neil Young, one of his keys, or one of his things that he stressed in the pregame was next man up offensively because of several players being hurt, one specifically C.J. Napier, and that's what's happened here this afternoon.
I was just watching during the break of the Northern coaching staff, the assistants try to figure out where the ball was going to be at so they could figure out what play, and noticing that the lead assistant for Northern has just a glorious mustache. And even like an old Wild West gunfighter, he just sat there kind of stroking it of what is he saying? Where are we getting the ball at? It's the little things.
It's the little things. Down low it goes to Bell. Back out front looking for Burner, but it's going to go out of bounds by Northern. Commits
there it is. I mean, just look at that. What a glorious mustache.
Well, it's classic.
You got to be a different kind of cool dude to pull that off.
Now we have a timeout.
I mean, he's going your way. Like, you got to appreciate that.
That's right.
You guys aren't that far apart.
Not that far apart. 6:57 to go. Ohio Northern 60, Alma 39. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Six minutes and 57 seconds left to go in this one at the Ohio Northern University Sports Center. I'm Dave Helmstead, and alongside me, Michael Hearn, as we're bringing you Ohio Northern University men's college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
They're playing shipping up to Boston during the break. And I guarantee that not only the ONU girls across the way, because they were doing the river dance, but they are doing it in the truck as well.
Oh, definitely. Inside the lane goes Tyshawn Walker, and the junior out of Landover, Maryland, connects on that one.
It's a heck of a move on his part because he does a good job of protecting the ball and not letting Northern kind of reach inside. His mom played basketball at Central Michigan University. His dad played football at Saginaw Valley. But watch how he's able to do just this right here, where he's just sort of able to flip it the other way. And this is an Alma team that goes to Central Michigan next weekend. So that's going to be a big game for them, especially for him.
Inbounds pass comes to Mason Studer. Alma putting the pressure on. Studer gets it up court. He'll pull it back out. Scott will have it back over to Studer. And clock is coming up on 6.5 minutes to play in this one. They'll work it around the perimeter inside. Scott trying to make a move, and he does, and it will fall.
Oh, got him for that quick little hook as Scott went by. Fitzpatrick not happy. Into the lane, little hop step, and up and past the foul.
Scott's got 9 points.
I'm not sure how much of that is picked up on that microphone.
It's getting crazy.
It's getting crazy up in here.
Not sure if you could hear that or not, but that's...
I just want to turn one of these microphones the other way.
Yeah. Connor Riley goes into the lane, and he'll draw the foul. Things getting a little bit sloppy now. But Alma trying to stay in the game.
There you see.
All sorts of pressure.
And again, we're not trying to make light of this. I'm just saying he is into this game in every way you want your coach to be. You can tell it's a kid that a guy that obviously cares about the kids and how they do in this program outside of just wanting to win.
And Riley, he's got 17 points as Will Miller will return. Mason Studer goes out.
He can hit his average if he puts this one in.
Connor Riley at the free throw line.
Montebello High School. I jinxed him.
Scott with a rebound. He'll get it over to Bell. Bell trying to go up the middle. He'll dump it off to Scott. Scott will wait till things clear out. Brings it across the timeline. Back over to Miller. Looks to the right side and Bell. Bell wants to go inside, but he'll pull it back out front. Burner at the free throw line. As Long has it in the wing. Burner out front.
Good screen.
Bell says he'll take the shot. Rebound inside was Scott. Thought Scott was going to just dunk it. Just couldn't quite hang on to the basketball.
He thought about it.
Xavier Glenn Jr., a 6'6" junior, comes into play, number 32.
Out of Macomb, Michigan. Macomb Dakota High School.
Turnaround, Scott, no good. Burner tips it. Comes back down to Chris Young for Alma.
Not the singer, different hair.
Long range jumper, no good. Glenn with a rebound. Riley will put it up, no good. Ethan Bell.
2 of 21.
There's the steal. Riley gets it over to teammate Walker. Nice defensive play.
Oh, Miller.
By Miller.
What a game in his first start. There you see the replay. Watch him. It's not that he's a great leaper necessarily. It's that he times it exactly perfect.
Out front is Tyshawn Walker. All the way back over. Young will shoot a 3, no good. Foul is going to be on Scott on the rebound, I do believe. Oh, take that back.
Miller.
Will Miller with the foul.
Things that jump out at me about this game is back in for Northern is Heath Jeffries. You see the replay here in the foul. Miller just wasn't in the greatest position and sort of tried to hook the guy in front of him. Points to the paint, 40-30 right now in favor of Northern, who are shooting 49% overall. But the number that is really controlled a good portion of this run is all the way to the basket goes Young for his first 2. is fast break points. Northern leads 15-3, and that's not even discounting the fact that they missed a couple of shots on fast breaks.
Ohio Northern gets it up court. Miller has it. Back over to Long. Bell will take it, top of the key. Miller now back over to the right side. Ohio Northern can't afford to be patient. Shot clock at 10. Bell inside, shot no good. Tipped by Scott. Doesn't go down. Glenn with a rebound. Here comes Riley. Teammate Young to the left. Shot no good. Rebound to Bell. Baseball pass. Long. Up and in. Long is 20. Well, you're so right. He could have been a receiver if he wasn't in high school.
Yet I haven't found that deep stuff on him yet, but I would imagine that at some point in his life he played wide receiver.
Long range, and that's number 44, Josh Elliott, as Alma will take the timeout. Our score, Ohio Northern 64, Alma 48. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here and remind you that John and Tony's Restaurant, 4 Seasons drive-through, Jalapenos Mexican Grill, whatever cards and games at NKTelco, I'll bring you this afternoon's game between Ohio Northern and Alma. Of course, they've just changed that to a full timeout, so we've got a little bit more time, but a nice lead here for Ohio Northern. 16-point lead with 4:06 to go on that John and Tony's scoreboard.
Yeah, and Josh Elliott's not a kid. As a freshman, if you're Northern, you want him to get going. His team made the Final Four last year. He's out of Freeland, Michigan, and Freeland High School. He was also an honorable mention all-state pick in Division III in Michigan, but the Saginaw area and the Midland Dream Team, that's a kid that can do a lot. But one big note in this game, 3 of 25 from 3.
Good shooting.
Northern's 5 of 13. See, I told you. See, he's got the mustache rocking.
There you see Mike Fitzpatrick. We talked about him earlier.
A couple times. And a fresh head of lettuce there on Chris Young.
Yeah.
See, I can't pull it off. I couldn't have just a mustache.
No, we couldn't do that.
It wouldn't work.
Just had mine shaved, so.
Did you do it the old-timey way, or you go to like the barber and the straight razor and?
No, not the straight razor.
He lathered it up, the whole thing?
I would do it, but no.
It's an old-timey shave.
Scott's going to inbound it. And he does so to Heath Jeffries, as Ohio Northern getting a lot of different players in different spots here this afternoon.
And again, it's not a bad idea. With Napier out, you can sort of put guys in different roles, and you find out you're only 5 games into the season what you could have going forward.
Heath Jeffries goes inside. Glenn on him. Left-handed shot, no good. Moore Pierce with a rebound. Alma across the timeline. That's Moore Pierce. He gets it back over to Diamond. Diamond will get it to Riley. Riley has had a solid game for the Scots with 17 points. Diamond into the lane. Kind of walked. Looked like he walked. Walker into the lane. Off the glass, and he'll score. Sean Walker, 6-footer. Nice shot by Walker. Let's take a look at that one more time.
Watch how he gets there, but he goes off balance with the opposite hand. Just kind of flip and see what happens. It's an opportunity for, as they call it, the old style three-point play.
And Alma has gotten to within 14 points of Ohio Northern here. Berner and Studer will come back in.
I really think, again, both these teams have the setup. They've just got to find the right mix. That by the end of the year, they could be very good basketball teams.
Walker at the line. Scott will grab the rebound on the missed free throw. Studer working it up court against Riley. Long over to his right. Double team. Gonna dish it off to Miller and on the baseline.
Coach Fitzpatrick just said, is this not the holidays? Are you allowed to travel at this point, Nada?
Turn around Riley, shot no good. Miller's got 13 too for Ohio Northern.
Handful of rebounds.
Nice balanced scoring. Look at that up on the board there for Ohio Northern. Back over it goes. Scott inside to Burner. Miller to the corner. Studer got it.
His first points of the ball game. He's now 4 for 8 from downtown this year.
Great balance for Ohio Northern as they bump it back up to 19. There's the steal. Miller.
D3 Player of the Year in all of Ohio last season. At Colonel Crawford, first time anybody's done that since '81.
Looks like Miller may have gotten a finger to the eye.
You only need one, right?
That's right.
Because everything then blurs to the right, though, I believe. But I mean,
14 seconds to go.
You know, how about Mason Studer? I really think he's going to be a big piece between he and Will Miller in this freshman class. You had Bryce Stewart, Jevin Beard. You've got a lot of great freshmen. I talked about how I absolutely love the game for Blake Jacobs as well. But Studer, he already had 46 college credits by the time he got to Northern. It's obviously a smart kid. Set the Colonel Crawford game and career assist record. Saw them in BG last year, I believe, in the regionals.
Back into the lineup for Ohio Northern. Carson Conley, number 25, is Burner and Scott get a nice ovation.
Also Blake Jacobs, right on cue with those kind of orange peach shoes that he's rocking.
Good effort by the starters.
He's got a really good Amish restaurant in his hometown. Well, 750,000 people visit there every year. If you've had the food there, you know why. Now it makes me want it. Chicken and noodles.
Walker down the lane.
Oh,
nice move. Up and in. And Walker's got 13.
Put that on a highlight reel.
A beautiful play. Up court come the Polar Bears, and that's going to be a turnover in the backcourt. More substitutes into the lineup.
Well, that 5-point run for Northern after the Scots cut it to 14. You see the replay. Watch. That's some good running by Mason Studer. But on 2 dribbles, there's the one spin, and then trust me, the second one's there as well. And that's not an easy layup to make from that point.
Alma with the basketball as Tyshawn Walker tries to go inside. Walker with 13, guarded closely there by Conley. Walker, fadeaway, shot no good, and he'll draw the foul. And that's one thing that Alma was not able to do in the first half, is get inside like this.
Which is odd because they were 4-4 from the line. They had 4 times as many as what Northern had, but you're right. And a lot of that was the fresh legs that Northern continued to bring in. They had 7-8 players where they just clamped down on the zone and said, you know what, we know you guys shoot a lot from 3. See if you can beat us. If you start to get it, they're 3 of 25, by the way, then we'll maybe shift to somewhere else. But you got to kind of wonder if part of this isn't tired legs on Northern's part.
Walker at the line, 1:40 to go on the John and Tony scoreboard. Got a full timeout by Alma. Our score, Ohio Northern 71, Alma 53. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
There's a look inside the Ohio Northern University huddle here this afternoon as Coach Neil Young giving instructions to his squad.
I just want to start singing Neil Young's song. It's
kind of hard.
I'm sure he's got that. You know, I just want to sing Rocket in the Free World. This probably wouldn't be good. The officials are getting a dissertation right now from each coaching staff. Either that or he asked him what kind of wax he uses on his mustache.
One or the other.
Cam Groff into the lineup for the first time for the Fighting Scots, along with Evan Neff.
Ohio Northern will break the press.
A lot of ball movement for Northern again.
Yeah, 14 seconds on the shot clock, a minute 20-some to go.
They got Jevin Beard in for the first time.
There's the turnover. Ryan Young with the basketball. Up court come the Scots. Young with it. He goes to the left side. And the ball is going to be maintained by Alma. Young will toss it in. Ryan Gaynor, number 31. 1 minute left to play.
Ooh, took an extra step there. We'll talk to the head coach of the Polar Bears coming up here in a couple of minutes.
That's provided I don't have any issues walking over to the side of the court. But Bell with the basketball, and there'll be a timeout for Ohio Northern. 42 seconds to go. We'll take a break in the action.
Wait to see what they call it.
I think we're going to get full timeout. There we go. Ohio Northern 71, Alma 53. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
At Four Seasons drive-thru, we have the coolest beverages in town and specials to satisfy all appetites.
Check out our Facebook page for all the details and times of Roundy's Pies. Get this great pizza by the slice or take home a whole pie. And don't forget his spectacular subs.
At Four Seasons drive-thru, we have all the supplies you need for game day celebrations.
Four Seasons drive-thru, 205 North Main Street in Ada. Great drinks, great food, wonderful service, and amazing prices.
Go Bears!
Back here in Ada, John and Tony's Restaurant scoreboard 71-53. Ohio Northern just under 43 seconds to go. You'll see here for the first time in just a second a couple of subs for Ohio Northern, including Marcus Malashitz, the 5'10" sophomore. He's a fascinating kid, by the way. I think he's wearing 42 today. Actually, that's Hayden Hansen, the 6'9" freshman. But Marcus is well-traveled. You see the young man with the bright orange shoes there on his way from Austria, a big Portland Trailblazers fan. It's actually from, he played in England, and he's played at Oak Hill Academy in Virginia. So he gets to the basket right on cue, puts one up off the glass for his first two. 73-53 Northern now. As Chris Young drives to the basket, high off glass, won't spin in. Rebound down to Jevin Beard, and the freshman will be fouled and find himself walking to the line. Also plays golf here at Ohio Northern University. Said he loved this place because they would let him do both. So the Bears go deep into their bench, up by 20. Dave's going to talk to Neil Young, the head coach of the Polar Bears, here in just a couple of minutes. It'll be fascinating to hear what he says. It's a free throw for Jevin Beard. Up and good, his first attempt of the season, and he gets his first points. See the Northern bench. Most of the starters just congregating, ready to put this one in the win column. Second one off the front of the rim. He gets that friendly home roll. 17 seconds in a 75-53 game. Northern got to their average. Young for three from the opposite side, clangs off the rim. And a rebound down into the hands of Blake Jacobs. So a lot of young players in, and Northern's going to cement a 75-53 win. They led 31-19 at the break, but put 44 points up in the second half, and to get to 3-2 on the year, evening up their home record at 1-1. Alma drops to 2-3 on the season as we wait for the teams to go through the line. And you look at what Northern again has coming up. Their home next weekend here on NKTelco against Marietta. The women will play as well at Marietta, and a lot of big hopes, obviously, for this team as Coach walks right in front of me through the line. Give a high five to the ball boy as well. I didn't get one. Maybe Dave could get one, as he's going to be joined now by the first-year head coach in Mike Fitzpatrick here in a second. See what he says as we get him ready at the foul line. And take it away, Dave.
Northern University coach Neil Young. Nice win here. Coach, you talked about before the game, you talked a little bit about next man up on offense. I thought when you look at the numbers today, they're going to bear that point out for your team.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely had some guys step up. They helped us a little bit. They got really aggressive there in the press. We got some easy leak outs, but you know, we had some guys in some critical stretches step up and make some plays offensively for us. So yeah, I was pleased with that for sure.
Taking a look inside, you did a good job on the boards, a good job of scoring inside the paint. Effort there, that had to be quite gratifying.
Yeah, I mean, we need to do that. You know what I mean? Like, we have to rebound. It doesn't matter who we play, whether they're big, whether they're smaller. We have to be a team that can rebound from all 5 spots if we're going to have success in our league. And so we've been emphasizing it. It was really good to see. So I'm just pleased that our guys accepted the challenge.
When you take a look at that schedule ahead, it gets very difficult. What does your team have to do better as you approach, you know, the OAC schedule and some other contests that are coming up that are pretty critical for your squad?
Yeah, I mean, you come to Ohio Northern to play big OAC games, you know, so we're excited for the challenge for sure. And, you know, this is a little bit of a cop-out answer, but we got to do everything better. You know, we've got to just be sharper in every area that we work on. You know, we talk a lot about we got to be good at the things that we work on. And so, you know, ball screen defense, on the ball, backside, offensively being sharp, being crisp, getting movement, stuff like that. We got to be better at those things. I thought we had too many stretches tonight where we kind of got lucky in some stretches, right? They got some looks, they missed them. Our energy dipped for, you know, 1-2 minute stretches multiple times, and we've got to address that, and we've got to make sure we get that right.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Ohio Northern comes away with a big win, 75-53 over Alma. We'll be back with more here on NKTelco Sports.
Households are using more connected devices than ever before. TVs are streaming, smartphones are browsing, security cameras are watching, and virtual assistants are, well, assisting.
You'll need an umbrella today.
As you add more devices, we are constantly improving our technology to deliver the fastest and most reliable internet to your home. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get NKTelco high-speed internet with speeds up to 1 gig. Call 1-888-NKTelco today.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Ohio Northern goes to 3-2 on the season with a win over Alma here at the Ohio Northern University Sports Center. 22-point victory, 75-53. Let's take a look at those final numbers, Michael, in a nice effort by the Polar Bears.
They shoot 29-58. As I understand math, that's 50%. You talked about what they shot from the field. They go 6 of 14 from outside, almost flawless from the line. They out-rebound the Scots as well. Turnovers are even, but 3 of 26 from 3. And there have been a lot of offenses that, you live by the 3, you die by the 3, as the saying goes. This was a game that at one point was down as low as 9. I mean, you look at the halftime break, and it was 31-19. Northern had to fight to get it back to 12 right before the break, but they were just able to chip away, and you bring in new players. We talked to off-air just a second ago about the young guys getting a chance. CJ Napier not being able to play tonight with that foot injury, but Landon Long stepped up, 9 of 14 from the field for 20 points. Adam Scott stepped up, 9.6 rebounds. But I said it before, I think this offense with the speed that they play at is tailor-made for a guy like Will Miller to come in and be able to have a big game in his first career start. 13 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 for 6 from the line, all early in the second half. And that kind of gave Northern a spark where now everybody realized, hey, we can get to the line too. But it was the defense for Northern for me. The fact that they were able to slide into position and just kind of stop Alma from wherever they wanted to go.
And Ohio Northern, when you take a look at the offensive, going back to the offensive side, 11 different players in the scoring column for Ohio Northern. And, of course, Will Miller, talked about it before, first career start, 13 points and some real nice numbers for the Ottoville grad.
I said it earlier on, about halfway through the second half. I really think that if Northern is able to play this kind of defense and get those kind of shots, be patient on the offensive end. We did see a couple of times they got nailed with the shot clock where they were a little kind of too unselfish of who was going to take the shot. But if they can do that, I think they could be a dark horse in the OAC this year.
Definitely can make some waves, that's for sure. And you look at the numbers, and some good numbers. Playing without CJ Napier, that's quite a challenge. And Adam Scott in the lineup, I think he's usually the sixth man, or at least he was in the games earlier. He drew the start, and he's a fine player inside for Ohio Northern, as is Michael Berner.
And it's just now starting to come together. I mean, you talk to Neil Young, and his first year, he knows a lot about basketball, obviously kind of a different thing, but he brings in a little bit of a different scheme than maybe necessarily what the Bears have been used to. And it seems you got to find those roles at 2 and 3 through the first 4, but if they start to pick it up and execute like this, the Bears are going to be rocking in the free world for a while.
Yeah, Landon Long also, he led the Polar Bears with 20 points, 9 out of 14 shooting, in a great afternoon for Long for Ohio Northern. Just taking a look, trying to find out Ohio Northern's next contest. Is Saturday at Marietta. And I was trying to remember what ranking Marietta is, and they're 17th as of today, and it's here. So
the men and the women play back-to-back.
So it should be some great basketball coming up here at Ohio Northern. And all right here on NKTelco Sports. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors here today. John and Tony's Restaurant, Four Seasons Drive-Thru, Jalapenos Mexican Grill, Whatever Cards and Games, and NKTelco. Scoreboard sponsor, John and Tony's. Additional sponsors, Whatever Cards and Games, Four Seasons Drive-Thru, and Jalapenos Mexican Grill, with locations in Ada and Shawnee, and Northwest Ohio Liquidations. I'd like to remind you also that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors will bring you replays of today's women's basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Sunday, December the 4th at 5 p.m. Tuesday, December 6th at 7 p.m. And you can watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. I'd like to thank our crew here this afternoon. On the cameras, Mark Fissel, Jim Miller, and Josh Miller. Our director here this afternoon, Scott Robinson. His assistant today, Jeff Henshin. I'm Dave Helmstead, and alongside me today, Michael Hearn. Again, our final score from Ohio Northern. Ohio Northern University 75, Alma College 12:53. You have been watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.